What's up, y'all? This is Dante Chang, and this is the Completely Unprofessional podcast. I got my co-host Nikki Davis Miller, Austin Hall, and our very special guest, the very funny Nick Guerra. What's up, Nick?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
So happy to see you, man. So I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally be hanging out with you.
Yeah, man.
I gave you a shout out.
You did?
You didn't see?
No.
People inspire me?
No, I didn't know.
Dude,
that.
I did a list where on Facebook because I want to put a.
Well, you need to pick better.
I was
people
about to
inspire
say,
you.
hey, you chose Dante.
You chose Dante
Because he's a fucking hustler, man.
That was horrible. That's a bad choice.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie.
okay.
I
Well, let me
appreciate it.
tell you some people on the list about people inspire me, just so you know that I look up to you, man. Like the things that you've been doing and stuff like that, it's amazing to me.
Is it like top 5 or top 10?
There's no list. I mean, there's no list. There's no number to it.
No
Right,
order.
right. So Dante
You know what
could
I'm
be
saying?
number 20.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
good.
This is just oh fuck, I can't even find
No,
it.
you've given yourself some room.
Yeah, this
You'd
is
be like, I said you
just
inspired
people that are inspiring me, not
Like the homeless
I didn't
person
say they were
saw.
funny.
That's
That's it.
inspiring.
I
That's
saw a
it.
guy walking across the street.
I didn't say people that made me laugh and are hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. Dante's great. So on that list, I put Pablo, Joe Coy, Bobby Lee, Gene Pompa, Gabriel, Tom Rhodes, Tony Baker, Christella, Steve Simone, Joey Diaz, Greg Morton, Ty Rivera, Ida, Helen Hung, Damon Wayans Jr., Tone Bell, and right down here, there's still more.
Right at the
Yeah,
bottom.
far down, far,
Down,
far,
down,
far
down,
Keep
down,
scrolling,
down.
keep
Right where
scrolling.
I belong, I
Little bit
guess.
more.
Keep
Oh.
scrolling
Little
till you
bit
can't
more.
scroll no more.
Hold on, he's coming.
Oh, he's coming.
He's coming. Dante
Oh,
Chang.
Yeah!
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about,
I
baby.
can't. I'm gonna repost that motherfucker.
I was just
Dante
about to say.
Chang.
Thank you, Nick. That means a lot, man.
That's dope.
Appreciate you.
Well, dude, I think we all need to start spreading out who we believe are good
and the
people.
positive energy is great. You
Yeah.
know?
That's dope.
I really appreciate that, man.
No problem, man.
No, I remember. I mean, when I first started, you were definitely a comedian that was already doing well for yourself, and you treated everybody else like a veteran, even new comedians. And I think that says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
You know, it says that you're good. Everyone knows you as that guy. Everyone knows Nick is a guy that's not that was always willing to give you his time.
Yeah,
and
man.
help you become better.
I didn't realize that. Because I remember, I do skits or whatever.
Mhm.
You did one with me, and somebody came up to me, and they're like, and he wasn't talking about you, but the other people I work with.
Mhm.
He's like, man, I like how you do sketches with anybody. It doesn't matter if they're low level. And it was the first time I was like, low level? What the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, these people are talented.
Mhm.
I never looked at anybody as level. If you're talented, you're talented.
But the sketches is also a different thing. You know what I mean? It's also
yeah, exactly. It's
this
like
this
if
stand-up
guy
comedy
can pull
world.
this off.
This
yeah.
is sketch world. It's different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like I think that's I don't know. Some people have a superficial mind state.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
fuck
They
'em, they're
always feel
stupid,
like,
bro.
hey, people always tell me, why don't you book so and so? I'm like, I don't know. I book who's close to me, book who's around me. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
Book who makes me happy.
I
You know what
book
I mean?
exactly. I book who's close to me and who I'm like, you know what? Go for it. Knock it out. Because in the end, if someone's talented, they just have to make their part of the show good. I
Mhm.
know I'm gonna make my part of the show good.
He has the
You
classic
know?
laugh too. It's like,
Yes.
nobody has this laugh but him.
Oh,
So it's been a crazy it's been crazy for you lately, right?
yeah, man, it's been a little.
So
stress.
you had an incident down in Texas. Do you want to talk about it a little bit? Since your point of view?
We'll talk as much as we can.
Much as we can.
The names have been changed.
There you
So
go.
from this point on, we'll call him Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby B.
Bobby B. Bobby the Beatdown.
Bobby the Beat. Okay. It makes me feel bad when you say it like that. So what's your side of what happened from your point of view?
What happened in my point of view is, well, this guy, he gets in his head that people take his jokes, right? And he
Mhm.
did it to another comic, and a lot of people don't remember who he actually thought that comic was.
I remember that happened.
Yeah. But he didn't think he actually whatever. Like, so this man has temper problems, right? He has problems, and a lot of people that have gone under his wing, his mentorship, he later on intimidates. Usually the bigger guys he backs off from, but he claims every single person that he's ever mentored has stolen a joke, right? And I describe it as, you know how like you play Street Fighter and they go Hadouken right before they throw a punch? Well, Bobby's is, you stole a joke, because he comes from the old school train of thought of as long as I say that, I can do whatever I want to you. You know, because that's what the belief was back
Yeah.
in the day. You stole my joke, I can choke you out.
Yeah.
A problem is he's just saying it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this exactly when I first heard the news. I said this: if he really did it, then sure, it's the action is. I understand, but if
Yeah.
you didn't do it, and honestly, when I think about you, you don't seem like that kind of dude.
Dude,
No.
I
Yeah.
filmed. Okay, so this is what happened when he first confronted me. This is probably about 3 years ago. I was like, let's see, 3 years ago. This is about 2014. I'd filmed it in 2011. I'd never met Willie until 2013. Oh, fuck!
I was just about to say Bobby.
Don't
No,
You
that's
switch
Bobby.
it, Bobby. I
Don't
never
let
met. I've
Bobby.
never
Bleep
met
it out.
Bobby until 2014. You know. So I tried to explain to him. I'm like, no, what? No, I can tell you the exact moment that I thought of this joke, and I knew because that's how I write my jokes. They have to come from a moment of my life. And I knew exactly the moment. It was in Austin. This happened in 2008. I've been doing that joke for 4 years before I filmed it.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, I can tell you, and he didn't want to listen. I was like, dude, this is when he's like, no, I don't know, no, bro. You just gotta know that you stole. I was like, okay. You're not gonna listen to. You're not gonna give me a chance to say parallel thinking.
Parallel thinking
Yeah.
exists.
Are they
Yeah, it
similar?
does.
I'll tell you what happened to me like that too long ago. Somebody came up to me, a comedian, comedian came up to me and said, I think Ron G does one of your bits, right? I looked up the bit, and guess what? He did that bit before I even started comedy. So it's impossible.
It's
If
just
anything,
parallel.
I stole it from him, but I didn't. And then I
No,
seen
well,
him do
the
bit.
the
You know,
problem
parallel
now,
thinking, you know?
exactly, and the problem now is there literally is so many people trying to jump on the joke so quick that maybe back in the 70s there was 3 late night shows, or not even 2 late night talk shows. There weren't 1,000 comedians back in the 70s. You know, there was just hundreds. Now we have Twitter, YouTube, YouTube personality, Twitter stars, fucking 5 late night shows, thousands of comedians all jumping on premises. And the whole idea of comedy is the audience has to relate. Well, if the audience relates, that means it's something we've all been through.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that whole idea of like comics saying, you stole my joke, it's like if I can tell you the moment in my life that this joke was inspired by, then no, man, we just had similar moments,
Yeah.
which is why the audience laughs. You know, like if you go up there and you say some did you ever see Madonna do stand up on the Tonight Show?
Never seen it.
So she was talking about, yeah, you know, I've got a younger boyfriend who we went through my house and he doesn't know, you know, who Picasso is. I got a Picasso and a couple of Warhols, and the audience couldn't relate because that was way beyond. So we as comedians, we tell jokes that the audience has to relate to. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of parallel thoughts because we have similar experiences.
I've seen that even happen with 2 comedians where you could obviously tell they didn't steal the joke from each other, but they almost have identical jokes. But you could tell. You know where you
Yeah.
can tell is where the punchline lands. You know, usually
Yeah.
the punchline lands different, setups a little
But we
different.
also know if you've been in this long enough, you know the tricks of the punchline. All right. For some reason, Tuesday is the funniest day. Right. So if you say something like, "Oh, it happened on a Tuesday," people laugh.
Yeah.
Hard K's are so we all might step up on the same punchline
Yeah.
just because we're following the rhythm.
Yeah,
of a
P's,
joke.
B's, yeah,
You know.
and funny numbers.
Yeah, man. And this dude been claiming everybody steals his jokes. You know?
Yeah, I don't think you can make that claim unless it's hardcore evidence. You know,
Yeah.
almost more when you see it more than once. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I could only think of one, maybe like 1 or 2 comedians I could say, yeah, that dude's a thief. But it's been, whereas when I first see it, I'm like, maybe, I always give the first time I pass, that could be parallel,
Yeah.
whatever. But then when I see it like 3 or 4 times, like, all right, man. that's
No,
just-
like
now it's too
clear
much.
cut.
It's
Like I was
clear.
at a
Well, you
Laugh
can tell.
Factory
Yeah.
one time, and a dude
Yeah.
did the exact same fucking like he didn't even try to be creative.
Yeah,
You
and
know
but
what I
you
mean?
can see the heart that's not in it. You know, you
Yeah.
can feel it. Did you ever see that video? There was this comic. I forgot his name. His name was Mitch. He passed away. Some comedian took his entire act.
Yeah,
and-
I saw that.
Yeah, you saw
Mhm.
it,
Talking about
right?
Mitch
The
Hedberg,
joke
or-
No,
thief,
another
uh,
another Mitch.
Yeah.
Right? And this guy took his whole act and was doing it. So they booked him on a show, had him perform his set, which was this dead guy's act, and then they were like, "Hey, before you go, let's show you this video." And
I
they
know that
showed
guy,
it.
right.
Yeah. So, but you could see the difference. This man was going through the motions. This man
It was like he was reading
was
it
the real
almost.
comic.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, that's how
Unless
you
you're
can
Carlos
tell.
Mencia.
But I was about to say,
Mencia
but
could sell.
You could
no,
sell.
that's what I'm saying.
Mencia
But
could
the
sell
craziest
it.
thing is,
But I'm not gonna say what I.
no, only the artists for the most part that are standing on the sideline can be like, his heart's not in it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
audience, as far as they're
They don't
concerned, they're
know.
like, I don't know no fucking.
Yeah,
I don't
of
know no
course.
fucking
No, my boy,
better.
I don't know if you guys know Cody Woods. Cody Woods could
Yeah.
watch you do a joke and tell if you stole it. Just
Oh,
by the way
yeah?
you tell it. Yeah, he's like, he stole. I showed him this person. I said, "Do you think this guy's a joke?" Yeah, you could just tell by the way you could tell he
Cody's a
looks
good
like,
guy.
it looks
Not
like he
in
just looks like he just like you said
You can
reading
see it. You
Yeah.
can see little moments. It's like, okay, so I used to have this joke about short girls taking off their heels and falling to their knees. The reason, that was my big punch. But the reason I did that was because I was like, no one's gonna fucking fall to their knees. And I saw two comics try the joke, and they did not want to risk hurting their knees, so they slowly, and it didn't hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, exactly.
Oh, that hurts.
That's my fucking stand.
Because you're small. You're small because it's not that much weight when you do it.
Yeah,
You have a
well,
little
I
more
just knew
weight when you
how.
do it, Yeah.
You know, like I had that. Well, I also was like, man, if you gotta fucking do it for the laugh, fucking let's do it for the laugh.
And it was yours.
It was mine.
But you still do it?
Oh, the crazy.
No. I filmed it and stopped it.
Okay.
And also, it hurts.
It sounds like it
I had to stop it. Dude, I was happy to film it because I was like, good.
Good.
Now
Done
you don't
with
have to
this
do it
joke.
anymore.
He probably
Yeah.
had like rougher nights too when you landed a little
Yeah,
harder
man.
than others. Like,
But
oh.
when I saw other people try it, I only saw two other guys try it. You could see that they weren't dedicated to the
Yeah.
fall, and it fell flat. I'm
Yeah.
like, exactly.
No, you have to. That's the biggest part.
Yeah, man.
If there was that bit, you know.
You know, so it's almost like as a comic, your set has to be so personal and extreme to you that people would have to be you. Like, case in point, when I did the El Paso comic strip, Bart Reed met up with me after the incident, and he's like, man, you know, I sit back there and I listen to everybody's sets that comes in because I'm listening to it in my office. Nothing you say sounds like anything I've heard.
Me neither.
You have a very distinct style.
Especially being Latino, and so many Latino comedians are similar.
Well, yeah.
And you kind of aren't. You know,
Nah,
like-
man. Well, I forced myself not to
Yeah.
do it.
I almost thought you were like, I don't know, from another country, like not Mexican, you know?
Well, I did that on purpose. When I first, about 2009 or 10, I told myself, because I was tired of people saying that Latino audiences are dumb and stupid, and the only way to make them laugh is to talk about sex and cocaine. I made it my mission to be a Latino comic that would never mention it,
Yeah.
to prove to other Latino comics, you don't have to do this. You don't have to dumb yourself down. So I went up there, and I also wanted the audience to know, you don't have to put up with these dumbed down jokes. You can laugh.
I disagree with that in a sense. Like, I don't think Latino audiences are dumb. I just think they're
Well, they-
very open-minded.
Exactly.
I think they're
I
just
disagree
very-
too.
yeah.
But the problem is I've heard comics say it, and it hurts because from where I'm from, South Texas, I remember I was like, yeah, I do. I'm from McAllen. I would hear comics go, oh man, doing comedy down there is just worthless. You got to only talk about fucking and cocaine. And I looked at him like, I came from there.
Yeah.
I laugh at lots of things. What the fuck are you talking about? I was like, you're just afraid. When you see a crowd of minorities, you shell up and you think, I better do minority
Yeah.
stuff. You are too afraid to be yourself because you just see a crowd of minorities. But
think
if
that's
you treat
absolutely
them like
true.
a fucking audience, then it doesn't matter. If you're funny, you're funny. Doesn't matter who's in the audience. And that's the problem. It's this fear of it's basically a fear of
Failing.
They're hedging their
in
bets.
front of minorities,
Yeah.
huh?
They're hedging their bets.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, just do your shit.
Yeah.
We all saw the same movies. We all have grown up in the same fucked up education system. You know, like
Yeah.
we're all American. Like, and that's the thing that I wanted to push with comics. It's like, stop believing these audiences are dumb. If you treat them like they're smart, even the dumbest one will pretend he's
Pretend
smart.
he's smart and pretend he understands the
Yes,
punchline.
and that's
I've
all
seen
you
that.
need.
I actually think that's funny when you see a guy in the audience that you know he doesn't get the punchline, but he's pretending.
But he
to.
goes with it.
But because everyone else around him is laughing, he's like,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
So it's that, man. And that's why for like pretty much a decade, I was determined not to mention anything about me being Latino, just to show that you didn't have to.
I've never heard you do that.
I started when Trump got elected.
Okay.
Oh.
because then I
never
wrote
heard
a
you.
whole bit about that. But
Yeah.
then I also, now I don't need to. And I also wanted to prove myself that I didn't need to.
And it's probably really easy for you to write stuff.
Well,
like
that's
that.
the other thing. And I've talked to other Latino comics about it. I was like, for me, I have that chameleon-esque face
Mhm.
where people don't think I'm Latino.
Mhm.
And it's unfortunate that when you do, when you do look Latino or a certain minority or whatever, the audience already judges you immediately and only expects that. Like, I feel bad for guys that it's like the audience doesn't even give them a chance just because they step on stage looking how they look, But I encourage those guys they can do the material they want, but not to feel, not to shame themselves to like, well, I can only do it. Test them.
Yeah.
Challenge this audience. Change their mind about who you are.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
But still, like, I do believe that is the way to go. Like,
No, it's true.
you got to challenge yourself and challenge them.
Yeah, man.
Because if you do some shit that's not you, you end up in like a Freddie Prince type situation where you're gonna get depressed because to get the gold, you're gonna have to be this guy
Yeah,
that you
man.
hate.
You're gonna have to
fucking
keep
being.
that character.
Now
If
you got to do it. Right.
You get discovered as that, and you're like, fuck, I didn't want to be
And
this
you have to be that
forever.
dude.
Right. That's you.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me have a question for you. Nick, you used to have long hair, and a lot of your jokes were sort of around that when you.
Yeah.
But your hair's short now.
Yeah.
Do you do those jokes anymore?
No.
So is that just completely
can't
out?
Completely gone.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would talk about that you look like a woman. or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
like
and I
that.
filmed it, and it's done.
Yeah. Oh, I got that. Yeah.
And
Got it.
well, that was also a growing up for me too. See, when you first start, the struggle of becoming a comic is you have to let them know you're funny so that you can be funny. So when you first start, it's always let me introduce myself. Let me introduce myself. This is who I am. And you almost have to convince the audience every time that you're funny so then you can actually get to your real stuff. Because
Yes.
we all have that. We all have that, okay, here's the initial joke. So I would do that to dispel everything that they thought I was. They already knew I could make fun of myself. Now it was like, now I can be funny.
Right.
Finally. And that is what we have to understand as comedians, is that the audience is like this. And if you fucking get them in those first few, they're like, okay, go ahead, we like you.
Right.
And the hair was a big part of it. But the hair wasn't like a fashion choice. I was just cheap. That's all it was, man. I just didn't want to buy a haircut. I didn't want to pay for one for years.
And you did have really nice hair. I mean,
Yeah,
you still do.
and
but
it
yeah.
just
it
landed
looked- it
well.
looked
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it was
looked
really
good.
pretty
Yeah,
hair.
so
It looked
that's
good.
it. Like, people are like, "Oh, did you do this?" No, man. I was a frugal comic. I was broke. I didn't fucking pay for a haircut. It just happened to look good.
You just
Yeah.
reinvented yourself.
Yeah.
with this.
I like
Well,
that.
yeah, this is like a signal to clubs, because I just did a club where the owner was like, "Man, I saw your old headshots," because that's what they sent me. And I was like, man, this guy's going to be one of these fucking lame hipster skateboarding comics. And then when I showed up with the short hair and in my materials, like, dude, I actually thought you were going to be worse. But
Worse.
yeah, but you
That's such a
amazed
fucked up
me.
I
word.
know,
to
yeah,
give,
yeah,
man.
words.
I was
It
like,
is.
what is the
I know,
Yeah.
it's a weird
word
compliment.
choice,
Yeah.
right?
But
Yeah.
then you realize in that moment, like, learn from what these people say. What I realized in that moment was, good, I made the right decision. Because if he thinks that,
Then a
there's
lot,
10 people
yeah.
that aren't
Sure.
talking.
A
and
lot
think
of
that.
fucking people think.
And
It's
there's
always like that.
yeah. So always take those cues. Like, the fact that he said, I'm like, good. I needed to show people, yeah, no, I'm not them. I'm not a pothead comic. Now I talk about pot, which is crazy.
I mean, you look more like it back then too. That's the weird
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and I didn't
Exactly.
even fucking talk. I didn't even do it.
No.
No. I started doing pot when I got my hair cut.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, you mean the jokes?
No, both.
Oh, you
I
started
just started
smoking
a year ago.
So he changed his look.
Wow.
Changed
to-
my look.
Did
and
not
changed-
look like a pothead, but
Yeah.
became
Then started-
pothead.
But then
then started
started.
smoking
Like,
weed
right
again.
now, I drank a glass of Kratom.
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking feeling great.
What's kratom?
Kratom is this like herbal tea mixture that it's natural.
It's like weed tea.
So they use it to get people off of heroin.
Oh.
But if you take enough, it's just a stress relief, like a little bit, So I just take a little bit, and you're like, good, all the stress is gone.
I want this right now.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Sounds great. Have you been? Has this incident stressed you out?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have my shoulders fucked up, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, it's because of being knocked and the
Oh.
like the stress and the tension.
Anxiety.
So
too,
yeah, so every now and then I can't.
Because if
I
you
couldn't
haven't-
lift my arm up that much.
If you haven't been through too many fights, you don't really know how to take a punch.
Punch.
So,
Dude,
yeah.
I've never been in a fight.
Yeah.
And who's ready to take a sucker punch?
Yeah.
And
no.
even if you're ready to take a punch, it's gonna that jolt's
Yeah,
still going
it's
to
not-
Sometimes it's better not to know it's coming.
Yeah.
Like a car accident, it's better to not.
because then you're fluid.
You
Yeah.
braced
Yep.
yourself when you saw it coming?
I didn't see it coming.
Oh, you didn't
so
see
I
it coming
think it
at all.
helped.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
that's
helps.
good.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't see it
helps.
coming. Like I didn't realize until the day after that I was like, oh fuck.
Where did it
I'm
land?
Right here.
On the temple.
Yeah. And then it was a.
Did you get mad?
That's dangerous.
I shook, but they took him off quickly, and I was just for that moment I was like, what do I do? What do I do? Because I'm very much passive, man. I'm not a confrontational guy.
No.
And I was like, I looked at my feature. He said, I don't know, man. This is comedy. I don't know if would you be safe? So I put it on Facebook. And when I put it on Facebook, I instantly got a call from somebody, and they're like, call the cops. And all I needed was one person's support. So I was like, good, I'll be safe. And then I saw everyone else's support. I'm like, good, I won't lose gigs because of this.
No.
My throat's all itchy. I think I need like water.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you one.
But that's what I was worried about. I think that's why most people are afraid to talk out because it's like, fuck, is this gonna make me lose gigs?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, you don't ever claim to be like a street dude or a tough
No,
guy.
man, I'm
So
not.
I think it's some people like some people might.
Thank you so much.
But I think because of how you present yourself, it's who you are. That's what you're not you never claim to be like that kind of dude. So yes,
Dude,
call
you
the cops.
claim to be that, you're gonna get stuck in
Yeah.
that fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I called the cops and stuff like that, and saw the support. And you know what I come to find out, man, because all these people started coming out the woodwork supporting me, but then there was a few people that came attacking me, and these guys, Bobby included, and a few other guys, a few other headliners that I've had problems with, they have been making it their mission since 2008, at different moments in my career, to discredit my career. And since they have the tenure, they can do it. So they've been telling people that don't work this guy, he's a joke. I've never said that shit.
Yeah.
So since 2000,
I've never heard that about you.
Me neither.
Ever.
But people started saying, man, I heard this and I heard that. And the problem is, like, I've had other comics or a promoter shorted me money based off some comics saying, don't fucking deal with that guy.
What?
Yeah, dude, you know we're in this weird business,
Yeah.
man. It's a lot of
Are they
jealousy.
just jealous?
That
Yeah, I was
deserves
just
a
gonna
punch
say
in the
that,
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I putting out all that stuff was basically saying, I know what you guys do, and I know the dirt on you guys. So let's keep it cordial. Stop talking about me. Let me have my career,
Yeah, just
and you can have your fucking career.
I mean, like Jay-Z used to say, can I live?
That's
I
it,
live?
man.
Can I live?
Dude, I was talking to Robert Zapata last night, and then I started going down the list of comedians that have literally tried to stop my career, and I got up to 11.
Damn.
And it's just like, why do I have to keep fighting these dudes? That they're only jealous because I'm funny.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't got a better career
and
than that.
And the sad thing is, if they were to just keep their attention off you and focus on themselves and work on what they need to work on, they would be funny too.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
that's what
Yeah, but it's kind of like so I look at it as like a basketball player who knows that he's outmatched, and he's like, I'm never gonna have the athletic ability to
Maybe.
beat this guy. So I'm just gonna trip the shit out of him.
That's
and be
it,
like,
man.
That might be
"Fuck that
true.
shit."
That's it.
Like,
And it's funny because I talked to somebody and they just couldn't get through that. I don't know why usually people don't punch down. I was like, well, do you remember when Richard Pryor shot his first film?
no, they punch down all the fucking
guy
dudes. Said
the
that.
guy that bought the film was Cosby, and Cosby shelved it because he said, if this film comes out, this guy's gonna become more famous than me.
Oh.
So
That's
Richard
disgusting.
Pryor's first film never got seen because Cosby bought it and said, nope, not coming out.
That's crazy.
Oh, people punch down
Punch down all the time. Did
fucking
you see the Louis C.K. Jimmy Fallon interview where Louis on Jimmy's couch and he's like, you know that you came in audition for the Dana Carvey show.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I demanded that they not hire you. I said if you hire Jimmy Fallon, I'm gonna walk this show. And he's like, it's just because I was jealous, man. Because you were better looking, all the girls were swooning, I was going balding. I stopped your career. I stopped that moment for you because I was jealous.
Easy. That's
Well, at least he
life,
was. I
man.
mean, it does. I mean, that wasn't cool.
It
I
wasn't
don't believe
cool.
in
It's
hating.
never cool,
But I
man.
do. at least I could appreciate the fact that he admitted.
He
to
made
it.
amends
Yeah,
to it.
he made amends to it.
That was about the Dana Carvey special.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was-
yeah. The
okay,
Dana
yeah.
Carvey show.
Yeah, I don't believe it. When I see like an Asian dude coming up, I'm happy. You know, like it makes me
Dude,
happy.
If we all do good, people will search for more comedy.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, that's it.
If they go to a dope show and every comic treats these audiences with respect, they're going to continue to find comedy. It's not like they're going to they'll continue to seek out the guy they love, but then they'll be open to others. Like, I was talking about this last night. You know, we all need to give respect to Dane Cook. Because if Dane Cook didn't do what he did, we wouldn't be comics. Because what Dane did was comedy before Dane was kind of for the older generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
Took
it
it
had
to
to either be
colleges.
very political or it had to be about, you know, my wife and my
Yeah.
kids. It wasn't anything cool. Dane got out there and impressed all these young kids.
Yeah.
And they all were like, oh, what is this art form? And they got into stand-up, right? And they're like, oh, we love Dane Cook. Oh, he's so great. Now, what did those kids do? They grew up. And they no longer related to Dane. They remember being fans of Dane, but then they started finding their guy.
Yeah.
And that became Burr. That became Rogan. That became Louis. That became Aziz. That became... If it wasn't for Dane getting these kids hooked in their college years, then a lot of us wouldn't have a career.
That's I've never been a fan of his. You know, I think he's a great
Yeah.
comedian, but I know a lot of people that became a fan of comedy because of Dane. It's actually very true.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah, I never looked at it that way. but
Dude,
it's
the
true.
reason that I listen to hip hop is because of MC Hammer.
Jesus.
When I was a
Yeah.
kid, MC Hammer, go, you can't touch us, dun, dun. And then that eventually led to, well, what else do I like? Oh, I like this Snoop and Dre guy. What else do I like Biggie. Oh, I like, if it wasn't for Hammer,
That's kind of the way it went too.
yeah,
Yeah.
if
Hammer was the
I
shit.
wouldn't be into hip hop.
Yeah. Well, me it was NWA, but
Wait,
you know,
you
it
guys
was-
Well, yeah, but
look-
all of
you
us
guys
have our
look
jumping
you guys
point.
For
look
me, it
a
was Milli
lot- I
Vanilli,
was just about to
so-
say, you guys
Milli
look a
Vanilli.
lot
I'm
younger.
joking.
Huh?
You guys look a lot younger than you are.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
man. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Hey,
Yeah.
You gonna tell the world how old you are?
Oh,
Not
yeah,
the
I'm
world, but just-
35. Why didn't-
Okay.
Yeah, I
thought
don't
you-
lie.
Yeah, you look younger than that.
Yeah, I just
I
don't
lie.
say I just don't say it on my live streams
Yeah.
because I'm like, the fuck you can do with this bank account info?
Yeah.
The fuck you need to know? Because with my fans, I'm like, you don't need to know everything
Yeah.
about. Do you like my jokes, motherfucker? Why do you need to? Oh, what got you in the account? Fuck you. Who cares? I'm in it. But they know me like that. They know I joke like that.
Yeah, jealousy is a terrible thing, man.
Yeah. Biggie said
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
At all.
It makes
I mean,
no
honestly,
sense.
logistically, it does make sense. It just
Well, no,
for your humanity, it doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking sense
doesn't
why
make any
somebody.
sense,
But
man.
logistically, you could look at somebody and be like, okay, I get it. Like I said, the guy or the bully who doesn't necessarily feel confident in his own abilities will look at the other guy and was like, that guy's way more talented than me. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him because I can't fucking shoot the basketball. I'm just gonna elbow him in
Yeah.
the fucking ribs until it's just like that's
or,
what it is.
Or
It's-
you just accept that it's gonna happen. You're gonna get passed.
But people look at, honestly, I started realizing this, but people look at stand up as like an entire community. And to me, it's not. It's fucking high school. You
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah.
who you belong to, and that's the clique. Because sometimes, like, I'll be seeing, like, Joe Rogan, he'll throw somebody else to the wolves, and then when it's somebody that he's close to, he'll be like, I don't know about that. And I'll be like, hold on, man.
I know,
That's
man.
the same shit. Like, why do you
I
just,
know.
oh, he's close to him. That's just how the world works,
Yeah.
man. Like, it's not an all for one for all type
No.
shit.
But we do have to, and that's why I've been posting like this is how we go from thousandaires to millionaires. You know, we have to get together and realize that if we as comedians start treating this like, yo, this is our brand, being a comic, we can raise the awareness and all get money because what we need is audiences. Right now, only about less than 10% of every city are comedy fans. Less than 10%, right? If we up that to just 15% of
Then
a
it'll
city's
all-
population,
Yeah.
that money would be phenomenal for
Yeah.
most of us.
But like any minority, like it's a hard time to stick together because America, at the end of the day, or for the most part, the world is a solo act. in your mind. It's not a we thing. It's a I'm
I
gonna
think-
make it to the top, and that's what it is.
Some people think like that. Some people don't. You know
Some
what I
people
mean?
don't.
It's weird. Most people do though. You know what I mean? Like most people do. I got a friend. He has two. I told you, one of my boys, like one of his friends doing Marvel movies. His other boy does War Dogs and War Dogs.
Yeah.
He played. He was in Fantastic Four, and them three came up together. So you know what I mean? Like they both look at it like it's a solo act. You know, you got.
It is.
Well, in the end, we are our own corporation. But sometimes you gotta do crossovers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
No, that's
Those are
look
the
at
best.
Judd Apatow
Yeah.
and them.
Yeah.
They're in the same fucking like Sandler has the same fucking
Yeah, man.
people. You be like, man, Rob, he's not even Middle East. You just gonna give him the role?
Yeah.
You be like, yeah, that's my
He did a
boy.
good job,
He
though.
did.
He
did a good job.
fucking
That's my
Great
boy.
job. Like he was great, but you still be like, oh, okay, that's what it is, yo.
Yeah.
You bring your friends along with you. for
No
the most
lie, I'm
part.
gonna do that to death.
Dude, I
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah,
Well,
no
that's what
lie.
I've been doing. That's
Yeah.
why I put out that list. That's why I do those videos. You know, I'm like, yo, I want the people that are around me that I know are talented to at least get seen by some of my fans. And then if that helps in any way, it helps.
Yeah.
And some people have told me, they're like, yeah, man, you know, like your fans have reached out to me. It's funny because I've had my fans reach out to like Johnny Roque and be like, why is Nick so mean on live stream? But I'm glad that they do that.
Yeah, that's funny. You don't come on. I can't even see because I know you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't even
I'm a
see-
shit talker.
Yeah,
I'm a ball buster, not shit talker. I was saying, fuck that dude for. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm a snapper.
Yeah.
I ball bust.
Yeah,
right?
but I could see through that, man. I feel like you're such
Most
a nice
of it's
guy.
love.
Yeah.
Really, to be honest, the people that I don't like, I don't talk about.
Yeah.
I don't even look at you. We ball bust those we love. That's how I am. You know, and yeah, some people are more sensitive than others, and I learned that. I've learned that, like, okay, this guy you can't go too hardcore.
Yeah.
This guy you can fucking
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Those are
boom,
my
boom,
favorite
boom.
ones.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I love
You
people
know?
that can take it.
But anybody I truly
Doesn't
don't
sound
like,
right.
I don't even
Yeah.
give them recognition.
Doesn't sound right at all.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Music, I love people that can take it.
Oh, I love it,
No,
bro.
he was like,
love
said
it.
So
I
does
love
he.
it. I
Bro,
love that shit.
Pause that.
But
you know
here's
what
the
I mean.
thing. Here's the thing. I gotta be able to take it too. And when they hit me good, I'm like,
absolutely.
fuck.
That's what
you
it is.
got me, you son of a bitch.
I think that's fun.
It's
Those
fun.
are good times.
But I tell you all the time, like, just being in it as long, as short of time as I am,
How long
still,
you been in comedy?
5.
5 years?
And
Or
I
were you
s-
like 5 minutes?
I still can't for the life of me, I can't get why somebody would be so mad at somebody else that they would have to take it to a physical plane. Like, it doesn't make any sense to
Oh,
me.
well, dude, if you could figure that out, you would literally be a billionaire because you could market the solution. But
Yeah,
there's
it's just
no way to
yo,
figure it out.
Why was, like, you be telling me, I was just, yeah, man, he just, like, ran up on him. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
There's
'Cause
no,
'cause
like,
they're
tough guys. That's what I'm saying. There's no fucking tough guys in comedy.
No, we're all nerds.
That's why I'm like, yo, everyone's socially awkward. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
yo, it's just. It's
Comics
the
are the
weirdest
nerdiest thing ever.
I
We
promise
love words.
you. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
What
all
would the
it
best
is.
possible outcome of that be, anyways? To hit somebody like what?
I
mean,
think, I don't know, to be honest. Well, obviously, he regretted it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I can't say too much about that.
Oh,
But basically, yeah, like it was, there was no outcome. It was it was an emotional reaction.
got it.
And it's funny because I just tweeted, or I was gonna tweet, where I was like, yeah, I listen to my emotions, but I don't make decisions based off of them.
Right.
I acknowledge they're there, but you can't live by your emotions.
Yeah, that's usually a bad decision.
Yeah,
Mhm.
95% of the time.
exactly.
That's why I asked you, were you mad when you did it? Because I remember I got hit in a nightclub one time, and I was half drunk, but it was just boop, and I was like, did he just hit me? Like, what the fuck?
That's probably what it was.
I swear, I was like, yo, what
Like
the
I
fuck?
wasn't mad enough to just go into a rage.
Exactly. I was
And,
like,
I just sat there and I took the moment. I tried to figure it out, you know, and then I was like, okay, here's the decision. This is what I got to do. This is this and that. Because my whole thing was, this happened, time to solve it. You
No,
know,
I got
not let me go chase him down. And I didn't
Oh, no,
curse.
yeah.
I didn't curse anybody out in the restaurant. I wasn't like to the cops, this fucking guy. I handled it all
right.
calm because, you know, man, I'm a calm guy.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
You know, I don't like getting in those situations. I like to take 3 steps back and be like, why did this happen? Why this and that? And what's my solution? Now, if it would have gotten even crazier, maybe it would have been more of an emotional
No,
whatever.
yeah, because when I got hit, I saw I saw the dude, and then he had like 6 friends right there, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
what? You know what? I'm just gonna, and I just casually walked back to my section of my friends. I was like, hey man, I think I just got hit in the face. And then of course my friend was like, what? Who? And
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, look, man, it's already, the time's passed.
Yeah.
If we came up to him now, this would just look like a Michael Jackson video. Like it'd just be dumb, dog. Like this,
Yeah, man.
let's
Yeah,
drink. I'm
I
fine.
just went back to the hotel room after it was all said and done, and then I had my little like breakdown, and immediately got on Facebook. I was like, "Ah!" I was like, I'm gonna tear you. You know what? The whole point of this is that I put that all out there on Facebook because this man claims that I'm a joke thief, which you're saying that I don't write. Well, I can write, motherfucker, and I can write a lot, and I will write every little thing about you that I can, and then you're gonna have to acknowledge, no, I'm a writer.
Yeah, and I think this is actually not the first episode that this has happened
No.
for him. But I think like last time the person didn't really. It was almost like shoveled under the rug.
Well,
You know what I
because
mean?
the last person is a trained fighter.
Yeah,
So that's why people are like, oh, well, you can handle it.
yeah.
You know?
It's almost like with you. I mean, everyone like. Honestly, everyone's like, well, yeah. I remember how people reacted that time. They were like, "Oh, okay, you know what happened?" Well, they don't know what happened. With this guy, they're like, "Why would he do that to him? He doesn't." Everyone, what I'm hearing is like, "Oh man, why they do that? He doesn't steal jokes." That's the most common thing.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
hearing, you know what I mean? But I mean,
It's jealousy, dude.
Yeah.
It is
It's
deep
paranoia.
jealousy.
honestly, this is
and
what I
anger.
honestly believe. I think he's actually believes it in his head.
He has
yeah,
to.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
to.
that's
You
where
have
the
to
emotional
believe it.
response came from. is
Yeah, I
from
don't think he
actually
went that
believing
far
for sure.
if
No.
he didn't believe it. But
He has to
Yeah.
believe it. That's the problem is that when somebody has anger and jealousy issues, they have to live by the truth in their head because because they don't want to admit it's them. They have to.
nobody
Like,
ever wants to.
I
admit
have
it's
to.
them.
I have
Nobody
to
ever
admit that
does.
I'm the victim. So I have to form this. So I'm justified.
Everyone's always the victim. Everyone
Yeah,
always
man.
can somehow manipulate themselves to believing they're the victim.
Right,
Yeah.
so you can
It's-
sleep at night.
But that's why I was afraid of putting it out there because I was like, look, I'm not trying to play the victim even though I was, but
I'm not the victim, but I
I was.
Kinda, but yeah.
you know, but I took it down and I was like, okay, the message is out there. Everybody saw it. I got my supporters. The story's as far as it needs to go, and now it's just a legal system. I'm not gonna keep crying over it, and I'm not gonna do anything more. You know, I didn't call up venues to, hey, you need to stop working with. I just fucking was like, I handled it. I said my piece. Everybody knows
That's some
about
crabby
it.
ass shit to do that in somebody's life, though, man. Like I don't have enough time to think about that. Just try to stop someone else's career.
No.
Unless
I don't know either, man.
it's weird because someone proved to me. So it was like, look, someone told me, look at this, look at this, look at this. Jason Chetty's a joke thief. They're like, you need to call bookers and
But-
stop his career.
But you said that you dealt with something similar like that too, though,
What's
right?
that?
From somebody feeling like you as an Asian comic might be interfering with the progress that they're having in their career. I feel
Yeah.
like you've said similar
this the
things
crazy
to
thing.
me.
It's
Like,
jealousy.
yeah, it is.
It's all jealousy, man.
Every-
These guys are frustrated, right? Because they don't know what to do with their career. Well, what is frustration? Knowing what you need to do and not doing it. They all know what they need to do to get better, but they really want to just blame other people. See, we're in a time with comedy where the older generation comics, before social media, they could blame their non-famous life on the fact that, well, I couldn't get the Tonight Show. That's so hard to get. That's why I'm not famous. That's so hard to get. I didn't get a sitcom. That's why I'm not famous. And then social media happened. And they're like, well, you know, these young kids, I can't be like the young kids. That's why I'm not famous. These young kids. And then Joey Diaz kills it on social media.
Murders.
And now these old guys are like, fuck.
I don't
You
have
took
anything
all
left.
of my excuses away. So now I got to deal with the fact that it's me.
right.
I'm the reason I'm not famous, and
Nobody ever wants to
that's why
accept
they're
it.
That
going
sucks.
nuts.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, you have to.
You have to accept your own self.
The
It's
more
always-
you
it's
accept
always you.
responsibility, the better your off will be anyway, mentally too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
Like,
always you.
Because like living a lie within yourself, you just you're eventually gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna come,
Yep.
and you're not gonna know why the fuck it's
You're
going
gonna
on.
get crazy. You're
Yeah.
gonna punch somebody
at
at a family restaurant
in Texas.
in Texas.
Fuck Denny's. No, I'm just.
just because you got crazy.
And now you look crazy. Now you look crazy.
Now you look crazy.
Now the
That's
world.
self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Oh, this game is filled
Absolutely.
with self-sabotage.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We've talked about it. We've seen people like, why would you do that? You're almost there. Like you're inching.
Have you heard the there is a philosophy behind that. I forget what it is, but basically the human mind works like this, man. Like if you tell yourself, I'm going to be satisfied at $100,000 a year, if you go above that, a lot of people will sabotage their work to get back to $100,000 because they said, I'm satisfied here, and this is too much. They don't know what to do with this, so they actually hurt themselves to bring it back down, and that's a fucked up part of being a human. Some of us are like that.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of guys also self-sabotage because, okay, I am a headliner, right? But I'm not famous, so that means I don't get a lot of work. If I would have gotten a little bit unfunnier, I could have stayed a feature forever.
Yeah.
And been working like crazy. So a lot of guys will self-sabotage because they're afraid of that responsibility of becoming the headliner that nobody wants to see. Because that fucking, oh my God, that'll make you shake.
Right, because you can't go back.
You can't go back, man.
Yeah.
Pride-wise,
Might as
you
well.
can't. No,
Yeah,
that's what
pride-wise,
no, but
yeah.
honestly,
Well,
it's like,
but you
now
can't-
I'm a
well, the
headliner,
clubs-
they're like, no, I'm
But
not
the
fucking
clubs
booking
won't let you. But
Right.
yeah, the clubs are like, well, no, you're a headliner. Like, no, I'll feature. And they're like, no, well, you're a
No,
headliner. Like,
we just
fuck.
don't want you. No,
You know?
I'll do whatever. No, fuck that.
How long is this podcast usually?
We got 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, what's your next move?
Career-wise? I don't know, man. You know how it is. Just keep going. Talking to you. I was going to talk to you about things.
Yeah, let's
I
do
want
it.
to. I
man.
want to design some T-shirts and put them up in Dante's shop.
Yeah.
You do have. I don't buy very few. I don't buy too many. I tried. Well, actually, I tried one point to like support other comedians. But you had one of my favorite shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I genuinely bought it because this is a dope shirt.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
a good drawing. He had a little cartoon of himself.
Oh,
You-
thanks,
so you,
man.
It was really
so
dope.
you do like merch and stuff like that.
Yeah. I completely believe in it. Here's
No, I
the
got
thing,
it.
man. You're 5 years in.
But when you were featuring, did you do merch?
Well, you would ask the feature or the
No,
headliner.
the headliner is
I did-
telling
I
me,
did
like,
have
he's
it.
like, hey man, you should get some merch in, but I'm like,
Then do it.
Then do it. All right.
Then do it. Because you got to let your fans be fans. They want souvenirs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, you're Knott's Berry Farm. You want to become Disneyland.
I
Okay?
got you.
And here's the other thing. When you first start, you get a lot of bad lessons from what I would call lifetime open micers. They're like, man, I've been in this game for 10 years, but they never made a move, right? So they just fill people with, don't promote yourself, merch, don't this, that, what? You're not doing it right. And you got to kill those lessons. You know, basically, you are your brand, man. You are your business. You're your restaurant. Do what you got to do to make this work. Anything you got to do, just make it fucking work. You know, because the more you feel secure with your money, the more creative you're actually going to be because you're going to take risks.
I got you.
Because now that you got money in the bank, now you're like, look, I'll take this gig that I never would take in the first place. Or you know what? I'm just going to fuck around with material now because I'm okay. You know, because really when you're broke, you're trying to give the best product all the time because you're afraid that you won't get the next gig.
Yeah.
When you got money, fuck the next gig.
Right.
I'm gonna learn how to be better. You
There
know?
you go.
So I would say definitely do it. Figure out something that's personal to you. Like I draw all my stuff. That's why
Oh, you drew it yourself?
I draw everything, right? I draw it myself so that when I sell it, it's like, no, this is my design. This wasn't, I didn't buy
Right,
this.
I didn't buy this.
So you're buying literally a piece of my
You
art.
could probably really design T-shirts, man.
I've been trying, man.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
Yeah.
It's just, I've wanted to for years. I actually sit down and I scribble a lot because I'm like trying to get in that mode of like, what would be my style? You know, and I actually got a heat press at home.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so I'm going to start. It's just getting it out there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, just like comedy, you just gotta jump it. You gotta
Yeah,
jump.
man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right, guys. Well, we're out of time. Thank you, Nick, so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah,
man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, bro.
And Nikki, Austin.
And I hope I didn't sound pretentious, man. I hope you.
No,
you
that's
did
why I
actually.
asked.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you sounded really pretentious.
It's
But
the
I
cra-
asked
It's the
you.
kratom, man. It's the kratom.
Oh, yeah, I gotta write
We'll see you next time.
All right.